Hello, my name is Michelle Chambers. I am a real estate broker in Texas, a real estate agent in Alabama, and a mortgage loan officer in all 50 states. Yes, I am a nationwide mortgage loan officer, and I would be able to help you if you need credit repair help because I'm also a credit advocate. So there are just lots of things that I could be of assistance to you if you happen to be ready to start this home ownership program. More important than just that, I just want to get some information out to you so that you can do your own due diligence to decide if this is something that you are ready to pursue. Are you ready to start this journey of home ownership? Let's talk about why it would be a good reason to do that. So, let's talk about renting versus home ownership. There are so many different things when it comes to that. Renting has temporary benefits. I know for my husband and I, we rented for years, and it was because we wanted to be able to get up and go. If we decide we want to move to another place, we don't want to try to sell a property and that kind of thing. And we didn't have as much knowledge as we should have at that time. I recognize that now, but that was one of our main reasons for wanting to rent. And I know sometimes there are other good reasons for that. Maybe you're on a job and you're not going to be in that particular location long, those type of things. But home ownership has permanent advantages. And I'm just here to talk to you and explain more to you about that and to let you know that regardless of whatever your financial situation is, no matter what your credit score may be at the moment, maybe you don't have the knowledge about how this home ownership process works. I am just letting you know I'm committed to helping you through this home ownership journey. If you're saying I'm ready to get on this journey, I'm ready to get my home. I have waited long enough. So why do most people rent instead of purchase? I mentioned it a little bit. The first one, flexibility. That's my husband and I. That was ours. We wanted to be able to just get up and go. If you need to relocate for personal or professional reasons, a lot of people rent because of that. No problem with that. Some people don't mind renting. That's fine. I'm just going to throw a little caveat out there. If you are renting and that's where, yes, your space right now, that's where you are. I do at least have a program that can help you to build your credit while you're renting so you can have your rental history reported to the credit bureaus. So put a pin in that if that's you, and feel free to text me and ask me for more information about that. The second one on there, why people rent, it requires less upfront money. I put a question mark there. Does it really? In some situations, yes, but in many situations now, especially the way the market is now, a lot of times you're paying more money now when you start off renting. Like, so for instance, let's say if you have a rental, you're gonna be paying $2,000 a month, which is kind of average in many areas. So you're paying that. Then you have to pay the security deposit, which is normally the same. So that's $4,000. And don't have any pets. You got the pet deposits and all that. But you say you're gonna have to come to the table in the sense starting off with at least $4,000 to $5,000 just to get into that rental. If somebody say down payment money, that could be helping you with your down payment. I'm just saying, just something to be considering. And then the third reason that a lot of people do rent is the low maintenance cost, which I can definitely understand that. Something breaks down. If you have a good landlord and they're on top of things, you call them, something that needs to be replaced or fixed, they're right there. You don't have to take any ownership in that because that's their property. They have to be responsible for making sure that that's taken care of and taking care of those costs as well. So people do rent for some reasons that are definitely good reasons. It just depends on where you are in your lot in life right now, what's going on with you as to whether or not it makes sense to keep renting or to start the home ownership process. So what are the top barriers, three top barriers to owning a home? The first one, I'm sure everybody knows, credit, credit, credit. We've got to have that right credit score in order to get into home ownership. With our program, you just need to have a minimum score of a 580. You can see some statistics on there about the average credit scores for different Americans, but I just want to let you know that we can start with the credit score as low as a 580. And of course, if you're not even there, then I told you I'm a credit advocate. I can help to get you there through our program. And then number two on there, no cash flow. You'd be amazed at the people that I talk to that are say they're ready to purchase a home. And I say, well, how much money do you have saved up to help with this process? And they're like, I don't have any. That's the problem when you're trying to purchase a home. You do have to come to the table with some money. I mean, we have the inspection fees, you got the appraisal, some money is needed up front, and you see the statistic there, nearly 60% of Americans don't even have enough money saved up. So when they have a $500 unplanned emergency, they can't even handle that. That's not good. And then three kind of goes along with two, that lack of financial literacy. A lot of people just have not been taught about how to budget, how to take care of finances. So when that time comes, then they're not understanding on how I can make this work. And so we're there to help out. If you need help, you're ready to get started with home ownership, let's talk. We can talk through all these things and get you to where you need to be for home ownership. So why should you buy a home? Let's talk about it. The first one, I love that one, a feeling of accomplishment. Now it feels good to say I own this house. This ownership feels good. You know, when you have a car and you say, "Yeah, this is my car. I own this car." You know that feels good, right? So it's just great, and because that's kind of something that's kind of superficial there, but it is a great feeling. I'm just gonna say. The next one says equity, so you can build equity in your home, which means that you purchase a home for $300,000, you stay in it for a few years. Now that home is worth $350,000. So what's that difference in that? The 350 to 300,000, that's like $50,000 equity. Of course, depending on, if you were selling it, you'd have to pay off whatever you owe on the home. But you have equity in that home. You're building it up so you'll be able to pay off debts. You can also do like refinancing and those kind of things, cash out refinancing. So there are all kinds of ways to do things when you are in home ownership status. And then appreciation when selling your home or you rent it, it allows you to make some profits. You get some extra money. Yeah, that's the time to, yeah, that's like a great time. And then tax deductions, you see that there. And the stability and security. You don't have to worry about somebody coming to say, you got to get out of here, blah, blah, 'cause you're not renting anymore. Nobody's coming to evict you. Of course, you do have to pay your mortgage payments on time. And then credit stabilization. And then, of course, once you get into that home, then hey, you're good on that part too. And then legacy, you can build legacy for your family. So when you're no longer off the scene, God rest your soul and my soul when I'm gone, then our family members can still have that property and they can be able to pass it down from generation to generation, be able to, rent it out or just all types of things. But there's so many different reasons why buying a home is a good idea. So let's look at this here, rent or buy. This screen right here, this scares me every time. I don't even like to say the numbers out loud because I think about the years that my husband and I rented, and y'all, one place we rented for 13 years. So let's look at this. Let's just go with the $2,000. If you rent a property for $2,000, you're going to at least stay in it a year, right? So you've already got $24,000 to help with their vacation, to help them to pay off the home, just whatever it may be. And most people are going to stay more than a year because you're still probably getting boxes unpacked. In that first year, you're just getting settled in. Good kids just got in schools and all those type of things. So you're not planning on moving after a year. So let's say 5 years, $120,000. Now you have helped out your landlord. Um, $120,000, and don't mention 15 years. Like I said, my husband and I, we were 13 years on ours. We were paying like 1,300 a month. So that was at least good. But still, none of that money came to our pocket. It all went to our landlord. So you can see it's worth trying to purchase your own property. So it is yours. You're putting money into something that belongs to you. But I'm sure your landlords thank you. And so let's look at this here. So the real estate market can fluctuate, but you can still create a rent-to-own plan for home ownership. Yeah, it's going up and down. People saying the interest rates here is there, type of thing, but still, overall, it's still best to get into home ownership because that belongs to you. The second on there, current rent prices are equivalent, if not the same as a mortgage. Yeah, when you think about that, you look at current rent prices, a lot of times they're a little bit higher than mortgages. I'm just saying. And then the minimum credit scores to rent are a lot of times higher than they are to purchase a home. I just told you we can start with this credit score as low as a 580. Yes. And I've worked with being a real estate agent. I worked with several times where it was that people had to have at least a 600 credit score to rent a property. So just something to make you say, hmm. So home ownership desires. Just want to hit on this. Do you even believe that you're capable or worthy of owning your own home? I think that some people's their mindset there is like, nah, I just, maybe nobody in my family owned a home, or it just seems like I don't understand the whole process, so it's just not going to happen for me. Why do you want to own a home? Make up your mind, talk it through to yourself and see, why is it that I want to own a home? Is there a really good reason that you want to? If so, let's get after it. And then the third one, this is so important. Are you willing to be patient and persistent through the home buying process? It's the process. It is. There are going to be some highs and some lows, some high highs and some lows as you go through the home buying process. We try to make it as smooth as possible, but I tell everybody up front, get ready for the highs and the lows. Just know that the end goal is I'm going to own my own home. And when you can have that end goal in mind, you can see that home, you keep it pictured. I'm going to have my own home. You can make it through the process. And there are sometimes that, process goes a lot smoother than other times, depending on what all goes on with the property and what, the person's debt to income ratio and credit, all those type of things. There's so many different factors, but the bottom line is, are you patient and persistent? And you can get to home ownership if you have a mindset to do so. So what I'm saying is it's decision time. Don't procrastinate. You've been thinking about it maybe for months or for years that I want to start the home buying process, but you have just not done that. I'm going to encourage you. Go ahead and let's get started today. Go ahead and send me a text message right now while you're watching this. Just go ahead and stop right now and send me a text message to let me know that Michelle, I'm ready to start the home buying process. Don't be afraid of the process. It can be scary. It can be daunting because you have maybe no idea what's going to happen. What does it look like? We'll do a home buyer consultation so you'll know exactly what the plan would look like. And then, as things go along in the process, I will keep you informed as to what is happening. And then just keep in mind, you will not have to do it alone. I'll be with you step by step through the whole process. It is definitely worth it in the long run to be able to say, I am now a homeowner. I have something to pass down to my family. It's a feeling like none other. So I just want to let you know that thanks for listening in on this. I am here to help. Again, I am a real estate broker in Texas, a real estate agent in Alabama. I am a nationwide mortgage loan officer. I'm also a credit repair advocate. I am willing to help you, and you will not have to do this alone. There's my number there. Feel free to give me a call or text me and say, Michelle, I'm ready to start that home buyer process. I'm doing it afraid, or maybe you're not afraid. You're like, I'm just ready to get started with this process and let's see how fast I can get to home ownership. Thanks for your time, and feel free to reach out with any other questions or concerns that I may can answer to help you to decide if home ownership is the way that you want to go. Thanks again. I don't take it lightly that you have taken time to take part of your day to share with me in this, because I realize that you didn't have to do so. So I'm very much appreciative that you did that. Take care and God bless you.